Terry, their military has a lot of great
There's this new thing called AI.
AI is artificial intelligence.
That's all anyone wants to talk about.
AI.
Right now is the time to harness the availability of AI.
What's going on, guys? Hope you are well. I hope you are doing well. Let me see if I can remove this thing. Got 3 people locked in the building. How you guys doing? Haven't been live for a while. And yeah, just checking back in because this is probably the best time. I've been spending all my time in the Discord. Let me know if that music is too loud, guys. Just turn that down a little bit. Boom. What are we looking at here? What are we looking at? What are we looking at? Let's have a look. Okay. Everybody, hope you are well. Hope you are having a fantastic summer. Of course, I'm coming back into crypto as a champion, with Arsenal winning the league, Spain winning the World Cup. Let me see. Yeah, it's good to be back, man. Good to be back. See if we can get this chat open. Is this chat open? Guys, this is the time to be locking in. We are stuck in a macro environment that we haven't seen for a while. And I have been nibbling. I have to admit that my bags are looking really encouraging now. And, you know, you could only buy for a better day. I mean, the understanding that most people are waiting for the rock bottom prices, I think that's going to be quite difficult. Although I do expect a lower wick. A one last push to the downside. You can never rule that out. FOMC coming up in 2 days. And we have the real opportunity right now to build, you know, long-term bags. And we're going to talk about that. Let's see if I could, yeah, it is actually sharing the different. Brilliant. And if I can get these. So here's the story, guys. Okay. I can't see your comments. Probably. Let me just see if I can go to the live video for that. Get OBS. Anyway, guys, I'm going to talk about something really encouraging. And that is the portfolio, right? After many months, you know, I can really see a proper light at the end of the tunnel. I'm going to talk about some of the altcoins that I'm buying and why I'm buying them, why I do believe these will absolutely change your life. And it's not even really about influencing these. I think there's a common sense across the last 4 or 5 years. If you've been in crypto, or if this was the previous cycle was your first cycle, and you just feel like, you know what, this shit's not going to go anywhere. I'm going to completely give up and I'm going to get out of it. To be honest, a lot of people have done that. But if you look at some of the averages, some of the average prices that I've been accumulating, Kaspa at, Sui at, I bought some Uniswap. And when I tell you about these specific numbers, yeah, Plume. I can finally see some. I can see some comments, which is brilliant. Let me see if I can use these as pop out. Boom. All right, cool. All right, I'll definitely look into Plume because Plume is one of those RWA tokens that need a closer attention, and I will definitely look into that. Let me see if I can paste this here. Boom. See if this chatting can actually work here. Anyway, guys, I will definitely look into Plume. And Peeps is saying something else. But let's talk about this. So we are, at the moment, in a situation where the next FOMC is just around the corner. So if you look at the ETF flows, what I've done actually today, I did a decent report in the Discord. Let me just bring this bad boy up. We'll use this as our kind of guide to what's going on. So what we saw today was the first or the second day of ETF outflows in the last, couple of weeks, right? The level of ETF outflows here was ridiculous. And what I'm seeing here is an opportunity. So we saw a few days of green, of course, with the ETFs. And now we saw a total kind of like a little bit of a washout overall, $240 million left ETFs. But if you look at the net total, we've had 51 billion, right, in the last 90 days. So that's quite significant, okay? So this is a picture that's about to recover. And as a result, I've been DCAing. Like, at the end of the day, as my brother says in the, big up to my brother, Jimmy, and he was talking about liquidity returning in November. And if you're in the group and you don't go and read Jimmy's daily charts regularly, then there's something wrong with you. It's just a quick scan. Even if you copy and paste it into whatever tool that you use to get a summary, I think you should do that. Okay? So my theory is this: between now and November, the macro conditions will continue to be challenging. Okay? And liquidity will fully stabilize in, post the election. I've just seen my brother there. Is that you, Jeremy? Big up to Jeremy. By the way, I want to talk about Rice, and I would love to once I get the hang of how to use this OBS live streaming tool. I'm going to invite you over here to talk about this project, because as far as I'm concerned, there are too many people that, obviously, crypto is a really scandalous place. And what my brother's done is, in order to support children, he has absolutely cooked this. And the fully diluted market cap here is really tiny. But what he's doing is charitable work. I love the website. I think it's fantastic. If you can support Jeremy and a grain of rice, I will definitely be grateful. It's auto translating into Arabic. Let me just go back. So we'll talk about grain of rice, and I'll probably do another video on this. Probably get Jeremy on a live stream as well. But this is a kind of like a DXB crypto community coin that was launched by Jeremy in support of children, and it's a really good cause. 62k, fully diluted value. The liquidity is already locked up. So yeah, support Jeremy if you can. Again, this is, you know what? I'm gonna have him on the channel. So you just need to know about it. Follow the project on X if you can. That would be amazing. Right? There's the Twitter handle at 1 grain of rice. Right? 1 grain of rice. So it's a real charitable project. You'll hear about this a little bit more, and I'll dedicate a video in support of this wonderful initiative to the channel. So let's continue. So big up Jeremy if you're in the building, bro. I think I've just seen your message there. So mighty, mighty big up to you, brother. And trust me, man, I can see you here. Once I get the once I'm able to send you once I'm able to send you an invite to have a proper discussion here and get the studio up and running, I would definitely be having you on the channel to talk about all of the wonderful things that you're doing. But yeah, big up yourself, big up to the rest of the big up to the rest of the community, brother. Such a wonderful, wonderful guy. Of course, if you're from our community, if this is your first time in my channel, you probably want to know what I'm talking about. But in this bear market, I've completely locked out of YouTube and I went straight into the Discord, putting 18 hours of work there every single day. And some of the people that are with me along this journey are going to be achieving incredible things, you know. And again, you know, it's not easy for somebody to put their own money into something and give back to children. So, you know, big up yourself, brother. I am super, super proud of you. We are talking to a couple of whales here to see if they can actually support A Grain of Rice even more. And hopefully in the next few months, we'll do more live streams and we'll really put the message out there, you know. So that's amazing. So big up my brother. Dag Knight, Kaspa Dag Knight, Plume. Yo, this is great. Do you still like Aether? Aether is you know what? Forget about me liking it, because you can always have a feedback about a project, but you have to really look at you have to look at certain projects and what they've done to initially launch the project, got everybody hyped in AI. But what I've done is some forensic analysis on Aether's, and I was off this months ago. I don't know if you saw one of my last videos questioning where they get the revenue. Look, anything can have a pump, right? So let's get that out of the way. But what you have here is, the problem is not what they've put out. It's not the beautiful website, right? For people who don't understand how GPUs work and how Deepin works, it's very easy. You know, you're saying, look, NVIDIA's most powerful GPUs, but these guys practically have no business. I've seen the revenue numbers and it's unbelievable. And again, you know, 2026, 27 was always going to be their most inflationary time. But we are moving different this cycle, because this cycle, we're just not going to get any projects that promise anything. You know, we want to see the proof in the pudding, right? So Aether, you know, look what they're doing, right? And again, you know, please excuse me if I'm being a little bit too direct with my answer, but I hope you appreciate and understand when you read these types of metrics. So they're saying they have annualized fees of 88 million, revenue analyzed of 17 million, holders revenue last 30 days run rate is 0, incentives 20 million. So that is by definition, that incentives is basically they are giving away incentives, right? So 20 million in the token, and then that gets dumped to the market, right? So 176 million of outstanding, fully diluted, that's locked up. All-time high all-time high volume in the last 24 hours, 7 million. And all-time high liquidity, 2.1 million. Of course, it doesn't show you the total raise. That's all in private. But there are a few other things as well to consider. You got some hacks here, and so overall, I am not a big fan of this project. Now, like I said, anything can get it. Much love to you too, bro. Much love to you too, bro. But listen, if you're buying projects like Aether, and we still have more tokens to come out, to be honest, I wouldn't waste any time on this. You know, that's the brutal. I don't care what they do from here, because it has, up to this point, it's been very, very clear of what the, you know, these are all marketing gimmicks, you know, introducing Aether Claw. Listen, computational demand will increase over time, but unfortunately, projects like Tau, you know, other deepin projects, even the likes of ICP, even Filecoin, even Arweave, give me anything else, but don't give me a project that's built on top of Ethereum that has extracted 100% value from its users. And if we look at if we want to be a bit more kind of critical, you know, we can go and do an on-chain Nansen report. And what that will do, you know, I really did love the hype initially that this project had. And it was kind of like, oh, you know, this was before the age of AI and everybody was just talking about deepin. But let's look at the smart holder activities according to Nansen. Because honestly, anybody can tell you anything is bullish and they are not qualified to do so. And you know, so sometimes you've got to go under the hood, because we're talking about our hard-earned money. You know, if I'm, you know, for example, I've built up a decent Sui bag without even thinking about the price too much in the last couple of months, last year, just been buying slowly. I looked at my wallet today and I'm like, thank goodness. If I get to my level, say for example, if I accumulate the number of coins I want in Sui or in Kaspa or in Tau, I'm thinking, look, man, I just need a minimum of this, and I'm selling. Like, if it goes back to $5 again and $10 beyond, that's generational money. So here's what we're looking at. So this is actually quite positive. So trader outflow net 95K, 2 active wallets, profit taking reduction, not accumulation. So profit taking reduction. So they've taken it easy on dumping. Well, P&L, no significant net flows, sitting on the sidelines. Public figures. Now, this is quite interesting. Friggin' public figures. I don't know what there's an English guy who talked about Aether quite a lot. I forgot his name. I used to track his wallet here on Nansen. And as he was making videos, he was selling, and he was tagged in Nansen as a public figure. Now, public figures are no more. Think about every single large influencer who ever talked about Aether. Their entire holding is now a negligible $1,700 worth. Right? Now, this was close to hundreds of thousands before, when they were telling people to buy this at the top. So, doesn't appear to have smart money aggregated holdings on a snapshot, meaning no smart money holds no meaningful position here relative to their own bets or to other bets. These are bets like Uniswap and Ondo. Okay, so that's obviously that's a big red flag for me straight away. The first coin somebody asked about was Plume. I can track Plume here. Let me just get this bad boy going. All right, let's look at Plume. So stay away from that. Stay away from Aether. Let's have a look at Plume. $70 million market cap for an RWA project that has decent tokenomics. 6.18 billion out of the total 8 billion is in circular. 10 billion total supply. Outstanding is another 8.2 billion. Outstanding supply, yeah. So am I missing something here? Total supply circulating. But if you look at this chart looks weak, right? Like, what's happening here? Now, from a project standpoint, what we need to do is we need to go and see what's going on under the hood, right? Because the game's no longer about opinions, it's about facts. You see exchanges are falling, and you know, this is a good time to be absolutely switched on. If anyone, by the way, guys, if anyone is holding anything more than $1,000 on an exchange, get it out right now while you're in this live. So let's look at the Plume token on chain, right? So volume's down 60%, but what I'm interested in is the kind of like price analysis, whales, who's buying, who's selling. That's really what I want, right? So when you look at price analysis first, the chart is looking okay, going sideways, pretty much towards the bottom. So the verdict is neutral to cautious, right? Ethereum contract bridge lock represents Plume with a very low on-chain activity. That's okay because this is decentralized exchanges or DEXs. Okay, happens on Plume chain, which is a native layer 1. Price is holding 6% over the last 7 days. But 24 hours shows distribution. Not surprised going into FOMC. So they have fresh wallets that are buying. The sell volume slightly outpaces the buys, which you would expect, right? So nothing too crazy. It's a well beaten down chart, but there is more data for you to look at Plume when it comes to the layer ones. So, you know, BitMEX, Bitmart, Accent, they've all fallen, right? For those of you who know BitMEX, obviously Arthur Hayes' exchange, and the person that obviously, or the company that introduced perpetual trading. So yeah, so who are the fresh wallets accumulating Plume? PNL. We can look at fresh wallets here as well. So ultimately, what I would say to you for Plume is, don't put your whole life savings into it, right? At the end of the day, RWA is extremely competitive. Extremely competitive. You know, you've got from stable coins to real estate, commodities. The issue is people don't really understand RWA. They just say, oh shit, it's real world assets. But you've got to be super careful because anything tokenized stocks, Ondo's got it on the lock. But the problem Ondo has is Ondo cannot and does not have a great token utility, right? The token utility is on, USDY, and that doesn't actually pay into the Ondo token. However, I do love it because I think there will be enough hype for that project to go bang for at least a 10x. So seamless RWA distribution fully end to end. It is a layer 1 now. Secures Class M digital assets license from Bermuda. Is that where they're hiding the money? So look, don't fall for the marketing, right? Do not look at the marketing. Go on chain, and on chain, it's not looking good, bruv. That's all I would say. Low volume, not the worst tokenomics. You might argue, yeah, you could throw, you can throw something in it. but it's not a top. It's not my top conviction, or it's not a top conviction in my opinion. But nevertheless, if you look at this kind of thing here, I mean, what is this? Is there even a hack? Yield vaults. There's nothing unusual that's happening, but it's not where we need to be talking or where we need to be betting a lot of money in. If you get a small bag, just keep it as a bet on RWA. But I do like Canton though. The only problem with Canton is misunderstood. And if you had money in Canton, it would honestly almost feel like a stable coin. Months ago, I said I would look at this again below 10 cents. At that time, it was trading well above 17. But the move from here, to here is literally, is incredibly funny. For the last several months, it's been one of the best places to park money in the downtrend. If you had it here from 17 cents, it took, I don't know how many, look at that. It took forever to climb down from that range to where it is right now. But there's no volume. The one thing you need to understand about this project has no tier 1 listing. Okay. And it has a very interesting tokenomics and supply and demand metrics. So if there's a demand for the project, the price is immediately kind of like it gets absorbed into the price. So it moves up. Was it Burnside? It's called something. I'll find it here. I see Gregory in the building, man. What's going on? Mr. Gregory, smash the like. My daughter is 4 today. Happy birthday, Queen. I love fatherhood more than the market right now. She keeps me busy. Well, absolutely. What's her name, bro? Type her name and I'll sing happy birthday to her. Honestly, that's beautiful. Listen, I can't stress enough. Anyone who's got a family who's worried about the market only has one job to do. Go to work, pick up some money, make your investment, and spend time with your beautiful family. But I want to dedicate this a little segment to Princess, right? You know what? I'm going to even put this little... Let me big up Princess, man. Happy birthday day to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Ari. Hope you grow up to be a wonderful young lady, and always come back to this video because your father is an absolute legend. There is a lovely song by Nas. For those of you who know, you know. It's called, it's called Brothers with Daughters. It's an absolutely, God can give you many things, but if God has blessed you with a child, and particularly a daughter as a man, you are my friend. You do everything you can to free those kids. And that means you go to work, you put food on their table, because the joy of reading that bedtime story is absolutely unbelievable. And, to be honest, by the way, I'm not going off crypto for those of you who think, oh, what are we talking about about daughters? But there are times when I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars and I sat right there and I was dejected and I thought life is over. What the F is going on over the years? And my daughter will just come and hug me and tell me, why are you trading? Or What are you doing with your phone? Stop looking at crypto or whatever it is. And I'm telling you, man, without my daughter, I wouldn't be here. So, yeah, happy birthday, Ari, and enjoy your lovely, lovely day. Big up, brother. OM Mantra vibes on stablecoin until it's crashed. Bro, I'm telling you, it's just been way too stable. It's been way too stable, bro. Unbelievably. So you might be right. I mean, at the moment, I'm interested in accumulating below 10 cents, but let's see how that goes. That's probably something worthwhile watching, man. So what am I buying this? What am I buying in this kind of, or what have I been buying lately? I tell you what, the first one is none other than Kaspa. And you might be asking DXB now. It's been a while since Kaspa was at 22 cents. And, we had this, push 18, 20, 18, 20. This was all the way back to kind of 2024. And we had the last push here. I think this was almost, kind of like January 25. This is like before Trump rugged us. But I'm buying Kaspa for a number of different reasons. One, Kaspa's day will eventually come, right? Kaspa is a completely different beast to anything that's out there in terms of proof of work, in terms of technology, in terms of settlement, finality, trilemma, you name it. Kaspa has it. Legendary founding team. This is going to be one of those altcoins. It just needs to get to $10 billion for you to make good money. Okay. So what's been happening, the community is absolutely buzzing. Like I've never seen in crypto, like is the last time I've seen a community like this. I mean, this is, very long time ago. But if you go and follow me on, X at dxbcrypto 121, you'd obviously see what's going on with Kaspa. And the community here is just unlike any other. I've never seen a community like this. Now, there is one wallet that consistently buys at an incredible pace. And that wallet is quite legendary. It's actually quite scary because if that wallet sells, then obviously I'm sure it's not going to sell, but it's around $45 million in Kaspa capital right now. Okay. So Kaspa will be one to pay attention to. It is the single most bullish coin with the highest organic community on X. Like literally everywhere you go, you cannot escape Kaspa. Okay, so Kaspa is there, and I do hope you go and check out some of the Kaspa content that I do right now, and with the Kaspa community and everything else that's going on. At $700 million market cap, I do believe 5 to 10 billion. You're already looking at a serious profit, and of course, if you hold it for a longer term, Kaspa will definitely be, all it takes is one big whale or that wallet to start, or that wallet to be revealed. If a wallet holds $45 million, could it be an exchange? I mean, that's the other question that you gotta ask yourself. Nobody knows what entity or who Entity X is. But they have bought ridiculous amounts of Kaspa. And for that reason, I genuinely believe 20 cents is the minimum. I mean, that's where it would go back to, or above 20 cents to break its previous all-time high. But Kaspa is just, it's ridiculous, man. I had a graphic here that I did the other day on Cas, which was, this is the wallet. So largest wallet added 8.9 million, nearly 9 million Kaspa here, then another 11 million. So it's ridiculous, man. It is absolutely ridiculous on what's going on. They hold nearly 1.7 billion Kas. So that's quite, for me, all that has to, all they have to do is either market that as an exchange or whatever, or bring out who the entity is. And Kaspa then will be absolutely going insane. So post Toccata hard fork, what we're looking at is basically dev activity going up by 95%. Spiking up, and 95% of Kaspa's supply right now is mine. So it's a very strong technical story. Price is still flat and well below their golden pocket. Okay, so that's something that I would obviously consider. And in terms of any fundamental type of run that crypto has, I think Kaspa will catch that. The second coin is Sui. Now, the thing about Sui is this week, and again, I've dropped this in the Discord time ago. Sui had a massive rejection from its 100 moving day or 100 week moving average. Since that rejection, we are now at 69 cents. You need to pay attention to what's going on here. So the big news that I have for you on the Sui blockchain is it comes from Abu Dhabi. So Mubadala Capital had $75 million fund, which is launched on the Sui blockchain. And that's going to be quite big because Mubadala obviously is a massive sovereign wealth fund here in the UAE. So that's the latest development. From a technical standpoint, Sui's price is bearish. And the reason why Sui's outlook is bearish is because it had that rejection. It did very well off the back of increased developer activity. But what I look at is not the price chart, but the market cap chart. Yeah. So I put this out months ago and I've said, let's just put this on the daily and you would see it very clearly. When Kaspa was around, when Sui was around $3 billion, I've put this target here. And I said, anytime it comes as low as 2.6, $2.8 billion market cap, this is when you need to pay attention, because if it breaks this level, right? If it breaks this level, you can buy all the way to here. The prices will be eventually below 60 cents, but don't bet on it. You know, buy 10,000 Kaspa, Sui, if you wanted to have seed on the table, 5,000, whatever you can afford, and then wait for your, so let me run that back. Split your bag into two. So I want to accumulate 100,000. So I would say I want to buy DCA into 50 aggressively. And then the other 50, I would keep that as dry powder and go all in on a capitulation wick. Okay. If you listen to other people, they would have told you that, you know, Kaspa's bottom was in, or Sui's bottom was in many, many months ago. So that's the first thing you need to do with Sui. Look at the market cap, which is what I'm showing you right now, not just the price. And finally, one of my favorite AI plays, the Bitcoin of AI, Bitensa Tau. Now, Tau has had crazy downtrend for a while now. Since that rejection from his golden pocket, it has been on a free fall. But if you look at this is the daily. If you look at the weekly, you can see the RSI has literally flattened. Okay, so we have a space and a place to buy this particular coin, and I do believe I am looking at a resistance here of around $205. So yeah, recently we dropped as low as 186. That was a pretty decent buy. I did tell the community to go, and actually this is one of my most updated charts, or these three, Kaspa, Sui, and Tau. I update these very regularly. So these are the three that I would say will make me rich. You may be thinking, okay, but what about smaller smaller market cap coins and all of, there's Toshi, there's Lofi, man, there's friggin' Epic Chain, there's tons of shit. But right now, what I want to focus on is the things that will not lose you money. You understand what I'm saying? Not the stuff that will, that will capitulate. yeah, I really hope. It really does depend on who Entity X is. But think about it, bro. Like, even without Entity X, or I mean, I hope they come out and say, imagine if that's Binance, right? Just imagine. Binance have gone and put in $45 million into cash. It's gonna be mad because one thing people don't realize: Kaspa to $1 is not difficult. Kaspa to $1 is not difficult. You know, Tau to $5,000 is not difficult. Sui to $10 to $20 is not difficult. In fact, I can see all of these prices being 100% kind of like in the discussion. At least $10 for Sui, at least $2,000 for Tau, and at least $1 to $3 for Kaspa. All we need to have is who the hell is Entity X. When that happens, trust me, you're gonna be buying your grandkids toys. Forget your daughters right now. So these are the 3 highest conviction plays in my bag. What will happen is another influencer will come along and tell you to go and buy, you know, ass or I don't know, backside or tits or whatever. The place is mad. Don't fall for that shit, you know? Excuse my French, by the way. We got children watching us tonight. But just DCA. So what did I buy today? Today I bought. I completed. Well, I didn't buy it for the first time today, but today I added to Uniswap. And I loaded a super bag of Uniswap now. I'm comfortable for a price or for the price of Uniswap to go to about $50. I'm just going to dump it. And then, of course, the other crazy thing that happened this week was a hack on a wallet of BankerCoin. I love BankerCoin. I still hold it. And big shout out to Max, my brother in the Discord. BNKR was one of our smaller market cap plays. He's been doing tremendously well. And then all of a sudden somebody came along. There was 1.5 billion that was dumped. And then Twitter was hacked as well. And what happened afterwards was the price just came back up relatively to where it's been. I do believe I've just clicked on this. Let me get the hell out of here. Hey, yo, I'm still sure 100%. Now let's check out what's going on by it, but I don't want to go to the X page because it is X rated, to be honest. Somebody broke into it and they screwed up the they sold a bunch of tokens and subsequently so they got hacked. X got compromised. The hacker kept on posting. Wallet drained 1.5 billion banker in 22 seconds. And the attack wallet was created on the 23rd of July, 45 minutes after Vlad Tenev got hacked. So basically, the hacks are from X into this. Yeah, so that's what happened. But listen, any price drops here will be an opportunity, in my opinion. And yeah, look out for that. So there you go. My top three coins that I buy, regardless of rain or shine or bear market or bull market. Well, I don't buy them in the bull market. That's why I'm working extra hard to obviously to buy them now. But yeah, those are the 3 coins, man. Those are the 3 coins. But Kaspa is going to do well for you. Honestly, if you have these 3 coins, I think you'll do very well. Because one of them is kind of like a Solana competitor. The other one is a crossover between Bitcoin and proof of work coins, and it's as fast as the fastest proof of stake coin, and it's as secure as the world's most secure project. And so yeah, man. So yeah, that's what's up anyway. Great to be back anyway. I wanna do a better schedule live stream next time, but maybe we can continue a little bit more. Yeah, cash over $1, 100%, man. Facts. Guys, smash the like button, man. I'm not seeing any likes. Let's get the let's deal with the algorithm, because people think obviously I've disappeared, but I'm still here. Guys, let me know if you're still in the building by writing anything. Dreamcast is still in the building. Big up to my brother. Absolute legend. I can continue to talk a little bit more. I can continue. If you guys are still here, I can drop some more alpha as well. So Bitcoin's still below its 200 week moving average. You know, we still got the FOMC. Appreciate you, bro. Nah, much love, man. As long as I can cover that, I'm happy. Honestly. Because listen, at the end of the day, nobody controls us, right? Somebody put out, one of the legends, Pumpilinski, put out a post today. He was like, yo, who's managing the official Kaspa account? Because that is, I don't know how many tweets it was for the last 30 days or whatever. No need. We're here to balance the books, because at the end of the day, everybody in that community, I think, will be legendary. Once we get past this liquidity crunch that we're in, and people don't realize, with the situation in Iran, with Trump, with the midterms are bearish years. You have to really understand the macro. And again, a lot of people in our Discord, the reason why we're there is mostly because we read the macro. There's a lot of mature investors who don't look at crypto based on the emotions. Once you find a project that meets your criteria, and you find maximum, you know, five coins, I mean, I would say top 3, top 1, and you start loading on those, because the market is incredibly bearish. For example, Kaspa is way below its 200-day. It's well below its golden pocket. So why would it be expensive now? But as soon as it goes over 20 cents or 15 cents, retail's going to flood back in. Well, it's just the way, it's human nature. People do like to buy expensive things, and you know, they'll treat Kaspa like a Gucci bag. They'll buy it at $1. They'll buy it at 50 cents. They'll buy a tower at, I don't know, $500 and above. That's how it happens. But let's continue with the alpha here, guys. And in the next, so obviously, going back to the Kaspa, you know, Kaspa kind of debate and coverage. Basically, the hard fork was what we needed, right? That was done back on the 30th of June. So this was a huge upgrade. This is obviously the cycle. You could almost argue Kaspa now with smart contracts will be a first cycle coin going into this next run. So that takes it into what we call programmable, pure proof of work, programmable money. And I think that's going to be the distinction. Native layer 1 covenants as well, and ZK verification. That's going to be solid, right? KRC20 token support without needing a global virtual machine. That's also quite key. Developer activity, I talked about it. And the GitHub repos. You got to pay attention to the GitHub repos as well. So, in the first 2 weeks of July alone versus 58 for the entire, so 39 GitHub repos in the first 2 weeks of July compared to, so 39, right? Compared to 58 for the entire month of June. That's pretty positive. And some of these include, of course, the Covenant Focus repos. Most people wouldn't even care about this stuff that I'm telling you about. This is good alpha. This shows you that the shit works, right? Like, this is exciting stuff. But to all the geeks out there who understand how these things work, then big up yourself, because obviously you'd be salivating a bit more. There's also supply tightening. I've talked about 95% of the Kaspa supply being out there and being mined as of July the 10th. It's like 2 weeks ago now. What else we got? We've got, of course, so emissions will decline. On-chain democracy rights as well. We've got 82% of Kaspa supply has gone silent, sitting untouched in wallets. 82%. So that's quite, we were looking at altcoins earlier, like Ether with, ridiculous amount of inflation. This is the opposite. So all I'm telling you is all of this stuff has not been priced in by the market. And that's where the early bird catches the worm talk comes in. Right. So we've done decent. We have done absolutely incredible, couple of, is it an hour now? So yeah, guys, big up yourselves. I'm going to love you and leave you here, but do let me know in the comments when you want us to do another live. Big up yourselves, and I'll definitely catch you on the next one. But yeah, man, it's good to be back. It's good to be back, my people. Take care, guys. God bless you all. Stay safe out there.